Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're baby sharking it do as the Viper playing as the Burgundians in blue prepares to take on Margougou playing as the Incas in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Burgundians are a very versatile oddball civilization with some of the most bonkers, craziest features and upgrades in the entire game. Militarily, to start with, they focus primarily on their cavalry, being the only civ in the game to have access to cavaliers in Castle Age, and their unique unit, the Custelier, I should say their first unique unit, the Custelier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a charge attack where every 40 seconds it gets a massive plus 20 or plus 25 added to its attack. Now, to support their cavalry on the field of battle, Burgundian gunpowder units come with extra attack. They also have access to a second unique unit, the Flemish Militia. This is overall a medium infantry unit with a decent attack bonus against cavalry that, given the fact that Viper is playing the Incas, I don't expect to see much cavalry out of them. Now, if that's still not enough for you, the Burgundians can't conscript their entire civilian population by turning each and every one of these villagers, doesn't matter what kind, what work they're doing, or if they're even idle, they conscript every single one of them into becoming a Flemish militiaman and allowing even more Flemish militias to be built out of their barracks. Now, in order to help pay for their big war machine, Burgundian stable techs are cheaper. Their relics generate food in addition to gold. Even the Viper taking damage from this rhino. You guys know I'm on a bit of a kick to see if villagers can pull rhinos without taking any damage. Oh my god, looks like Margougou's doing it using a goat to block. Fantastic here. Beautiful. But getting back to the Burgundians, their relics also generate food in addition to gold. All of their economic upgrades are available and age earlier and do cost less food. And their farmers can be upgraded to also generate a small amount of gold while they till their farmy fields. Looks like the Viper, he lost control of the ostrich. This is a very stubborn Taurus ostrich, born in late April. Has a mind of its own. Viper, you need to shoot this. There he goes. That is the Burgundian. So quite a versatile civ with a few cool features that give them a few different directions they can go in. Now, speaking of versatile and going in different directions, the Incas, my oh my, a quintessential counter civilization. Is your opponent going cavalry? Well, then you can rely on your Kamyuk. This is their first unique unit, a ranged infantry that carries a very long spear, comes with a massive attack bonus against cavalry units. Now, is your opponent going infantry? Perhaps, let's say, Flemish militia? Then you can rely on your next unique unit, the Slinger. This is an archer unit that comes with a pretty big attack bonus against infantry. Think Jaguar Warrior plus 10, which can also be upgraded to get a small attack boost. Now, if your opponent goes ranged units, such as archers, the Incas can rely on their skirmishers, which not only come with all archery range, blacksmith, and university upgrades, but can also be upgraded to have no minimum range, which takes away one of their biggest weaknesses. Now, to make the Incan army tankier on the field of battle, their Kamyuks, their slingers, and their eagle warriors can be upgraded to get extra melee and pierce armor. Now, economically, to help the Incas build a big, strong economy, certain military units do cost less and less food as the game progresses. The Incas start the game with a free llama, which may not sound like much, but it does give you an extra unit to scout with. And then once the scouting is done, to roast over a barbecue and gives you 100 extra food. Now, the Incan buildings also cost 15% less stone. Their houses support 10 population instead of 5, which in the early game, believe me, does free up a little bit of wood if you want to go, for example, archer play. And lastly, their villagers are harder to raid as the game goes on, because starting in Castle, their villagers benefit from infantry blacksmith upgrades and BT dubs. If you look at the top right of your screen, you'll see that the Incas get all blacksmith infantry upgrades. So these are two civs. I'm going to say it's a toss-up for me as to who is advantage here. I mean, purely on Elos, which is what Elos are designed to do, the Viper here is the clear predicted winner, right? 2709 Elo to 2527. However, what can the Viper produce except for gunpowder units, maybe siege something? We'll see what he decides to do here. But basically, the two strong suits of his civilization, the Custelier, the Cavalier being one of them, and the Flemish militia being the other, are easily countered by the 2 unique units of the Incas. Now, the only caveat to that is that anytime you're relying on a unique unit that can only be produced out of a castle, you need to get castles up, which means you are naturally limited to how many of those units you can build, right? Whereas a barracks, you can build 5, 6, 7. We've seen, what, 17, 18 barracks, archery ranges, stables. When have we ever seen 17 or 18, 11 castles? We've never seen that. So if the Viper here decides in castle to go Cavalier, we'll see if Margougou gets up a counter castle or just a castle period to address that. By the way, I never noticed the mill having this tavern-like sign here underneath the windmill, just floating back and forth, more like a pub. It looks like, right? Very cool. Always fun to discover new things about this game. The designers of the game really going above and beyond. Man, I've been looking at these buildings, watching them since 1997. I guess Age of Empires 2, 1998. And the buildings have changed, but it's, again, always fun to discover something new. In any event, we'll see how the players decide to take this. Like I said, I think here the Incas, in terms of Civ matchup, are the better Civ. Better with a big asterisk, but the Viper here, the clear favorite in terms of Elos, but Elos are not predictive. They're not determinative. They're just predictive, meaning that, you know, gameplay plays a much bigger role. Now, all the players have disengaged, and I'm going to shut the hell up. Let's take a look at where the actual resources are here. So primary gold, off campus, under a hill, and a little bit in the forward position here for Margougou might be a bit of a problem for the Viper. Also off campus, but lots of flat ground around, so no big imminent threats, and also a little bit off to the back. His primary stone, nice and secured in a C shape to the back of his base. And where is Margougou's primary stone? Is this it? This is very far off campus for a primary stone pile. My goodness. That is very far off campus. Woodline's also not the greatest for him in terms of walling off, which is why I'm not surprised that he's going the route of a funnel as opposed to an actual wall off here. So if the Viper wants to engage from the north, he's going to have to do so through a town center. Looks like first kill, first blood Rambo prize going to the Viper. Looks like he sniped the militiamen somewhere out here on the map. I'll go back. I'll put it in picture just so we don't miss it. Is it this? Is it this little piece of this looks like a Thanksgiving turkey? Could be a militia, could be the bat, that billy club that they carry. I've never seen such a weak unit be so confident as this one, carrying a big old billy club, basically what, like half the size of his body. My goodness. In any event, this militia says, you know what, you killed my my name is Inigo Militia, you killed my brother, prepare to die. And he attacks a well. Oh no, doing damage to that well. The Viper's archer here, and this militia has to get the hell out of Dodge. But his days are numbered. One swipe of that scout sword, and the militia dies. 2 kills to none for the Viper, but 2 militia kills. When has that ever been really dispositive of a game? And look at this. Margougou agrees, puts his tower in the very forward position. A watchful zebra keeping an eye on things over here. If only he had the vision of these zebras. That would be pretty damn cool. I wonder if there is ever going to be a civilization in Age of Empires, you know, 5-6 years from now, if the game, hopefully the game is still around, but 5-6 years from now, there's a civilization that has a connection to Mother Gaia and has control over these animals without cheat codes and can actually have the vision of eagles and things like, what are they in Game of Thrones? What are they called? Oh my God, wargs, right? The people that can put their souls, I guess, into the bodies of animals. And so, for example, this vulture, this is going to be a Viper vulture, and he's going to get to see the vision. He's going to see the eagle scouts streaming across. I forget if in Game of Thrones the wargs can control the animals, or if they just hop along for the ride, and the animal just does kind of what it wants. Like, can you control this ostrich to headbutt this zebra if you take over its body, or does it just you just stick your head in the sand and whatever? In any event, 3 kills to 0 now for the Viper, who moves out with a pretty damn good army here. 8 archers, one of them on death's door, 1 skirmisher as well, but 3 scouts moving very much forward. He wants to make sure his archers don't run into a whole body of skirmishers, and so he is scouting ahead. Beautiful use of these scouts here. I love that he left them clumped in a group of 3. But that being said, our Inca evened up army supply, 1 villager ahead. Army supply, dare I say, a little bit better. 9 archers to 8, 3 scouts to 3, 1 skirmisher to 1. The Viper does have 1 extra unit, and now the skirmishers are dead for our Inca, which means these archers are no longer easy targets here. Take a look at the HP. Even though the Viper does have technically 2 more units than his opponent, the HP is significantly lower. That being said, Margougou just lost another archer. So Margougou taking some pretty shitty fights here. Hasn't got a single kill yet in the game. The Viper resting on 6 already. Oh no, another archer comes out in the middle of nowhere. You spawned in the wrong part of town, my friend. Scouts, though, can't really engage. Not exactly a super strong unit at this stage of the game. 1:40 away from being in castle is the Viper. Margougou taking a little bit more time, getting up more villagers. Another eagle pops out in the back, straight into the archers. Is he building another one? No, he is not. He is now gathering resources. And now Margougou evening up the kill count, taking a kill lead. Beautiful defender's advantage here for Margougou, able to respawn, rather spawn units. Look at this, out of 2 archery range in the barracks, able to just completely demolish the Viper's entire army, resets it to 0. 15 army supply to 0. What is that mathematically? An infinitely larger army size? And now our Inca is heading up to castle as well. However, we'll be 2 minutes behind our Burgundian, who, remember, once he hits castle, how many does he have stable? Instead of how many, I should ask, does he have stables? Only 1. We'll see if Cavalier is on the menu. He definitely has the resources to upgrade. There he goes. Now he has to strike quick, and he has to strike hard, does the Viper. Otherwise, our Inca will have time to get some stone mining in place, get up a castle. But look at this. The Viper, repelled with nothing but a few houses, has repelled this entire advance. 15 army supply here, scared by a town center and a few houses. That is just the inherent weakness of Feudal Age armies, especially ones that are down 200 HP, which is what, 40% of their HP? No wonder Margougou didn't want to engage underneath there. What is this, by the way? I was looking at the map. It's like a series of brown rectangles. Always fun to watch the little bits of map that they have added in and changed. I think there's supposed to be 5 carpets now, right? I think we've been over this in one of my earlier casts. I shouldn't say I think we've been over it. We've definitely been over this. Yeah, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carpets. So Margougou very much ahead in the carpet business, in the schmata business, let's put it like that. Viper going up to 3 town centers, got the Cavalier upgrade, gets the light cav upgrade, and then builds 2 light cav. Okay. How many stables does he have now? Still just the 1. Our Inca, 2nd town center. I love this little settlement here. Takes the stone in the back, secures the gold with this tower. Another town center to the front. Still has his original 2 archery ranges. Crossbows coming out. But now it's the Viper with defender's advantage. But the Viper also with a 1,300 times smaller army. Oh my god. I should say 1,300%, 13 times smaller army. But the Viper with a villager lead, and the Inca is inside the base. Let's see what happens. The Feudal Age army was super scared of these town centers. Will the Castle Age army, these guys are still scouts. They are not our warriors just yet. I think he does have the resources to upgrade, doesn't he? Choosing not to. Instead, he's going just building more and more crossbows. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The fact that your houses support 10 population space means you you can either build a lot of them like he's doing, go up to 160 population room, even though you've only got 80 population. Or you can just use that extra wood to build 3, 4, 5 more crossbows, which, believe me, adds up. Margougou inside the Viper's base. The Viper tried to get into Margougou's, failed, and then backed off. He has to be careful. 7 crossbows should make a quick lunch out of those 2 light cav. And the Viper says, I know what you're scared of. Rocks from the sky. Lion attacks, lion dies. These light cav have to be careful. One should go down fairly easily. Okay, not fully upgraded, so those lots of arrows missing. Beautiful split there by Margougou, but deciding not to engage further, knowing that the Viper is just going to retreat to the town center. And again, these are not warriors. Although, wait a second. No, they're still not warriors. They're still only at a +1/+1. 2 monks. One looks like probably carrying a relic. There we go. 0 relics apiece, but it looks like our Inca is first out onto the map. And let's see what the Viper does with his castle. 73 villagers to 59. I mean, in any... Oh, no. Luckily gets the scout, but loses that monk. Not exactly an equal trade. 3rd town center, rather 4th. Going up for our Inca. 3rd went up underneath our very noses here to the south edge of his base. Okay, the Viper sees the monk, says, you know what? You're not the only one who wants relics. I want food. I want juicy, juicy food. I want gold and steaks. Should lose one of these guys? No. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot they have some pretty damn good armor. And now our oh my god, our Inca. Inca attacking from the south, posturing to the north, surrounding from the southeast, crossbows returning home. This entire army of the Viper out on the field is this one light cavalry unit with 2 kills to his name. And now he let this town center go up. We'll go back probably to investigate whether it ended up going up. I mean, you probably should assume it went up, right? And another castle going up to 85 villagers. Are we going to see Flemish Revolution? Man, was that technology controversial for a while. And then ever since the, what was it? Not the latest patch or the one before that. I think the 2nd or 3rd latest patch. By the way, take a look at this attack at +20. And then because he has forging, it's +21. Oh my god, it's such a fun unit. But it is a shock unit. So you attack and then you need to retreat the hell out of there. Because look at their base attack. 8. You're not going to get anything done with an 8 base attack. The whole point of this is the shock value of that +20. Viper misses the first volley, which is enough for our Inca to take out that mangonel. But the castle is up. Should lose a few of these crossbows on the retreat. Only 2, but eagles as well. Okay, so we are going Custelier immediately. Our Inca sees that immediately. 8 villagers on stone. Should be getting a castle up fairly quickly. Might even want to buy the last 100 stone. Never mind. He is stone mining his heart out. Looks like a bit of a traffic jam. This guy's not doing much. He's just kind of like the middle management, you know, just kind of watching. Doesn't actually do the work, but also doesn't actually manage the work. Just kind of gets shit on by upper management and then in turn shits on the lower workers. So he's just kind of hanging out there. Is he still hanging out? Yeah. No, now he's not only is he not doing anything, he's actually blocking her from delivering 13 stone. But all the stone has disappeared, which tells me our Inca is getting up a castle, which means I hope we're going to get to see Camukes. My god. Look at this massacre of crossbows. 1 Custelier only. Viper going up to 106 village. The reason I'm keeping count, when you watch Burgundians, when you cast Burgundians, oh, convert. I said we're not going to see cavalry out of our Inca at the 33-minute mark of the game. Our Inca turns around and says, you are an idiot, converts a cavalry, and then doesn't lose it. But anyway, as I was saying, the reason we keep an eye out on Burgundian civilian population, villager population, now that we're going to see a lot of fishing ships out of our Burgundian, is that at any moment, he's got 5 town centers. He's building 0 villagers. Okay, 2 villagers and going up to Imperial. But by about 10 seconds ahead is our Inca. Oh my god, I have to learn to finish sentences. By the reason we keep an eye out on villager count is because of that Flemish Revolution upgrade, which is always so powerful, but can also backfire when your entire population turns into an army. I mean, the good news for you is that they drop off all the resources they're carrying. So for example, this villager with 11 gold would drop off 11 gold the second she became a Flemish militiaman. And so you do have villagers that drop off resources, but it takes a while to rebuild your economy, which is why you usually want 5 town centers. Although the Viper's playstyle is such that he generally also likes to boom a lot, right? Villager says, don't you dare build an outpost here. Now it looks like the Viper has actually penetrated the inside of the Incas base for the first time in a long time. Villagers going down. These guys are expert killers by now. They've killed so many crossbows, but they're having a hard time with these villagers. They are having a really difficult time here with these villagers. Why? Because once that shock attack is gone again, the base is an 8. And the Kameyuk is out. I told you he carries a long-ass spear. Tell me I was lying. Look at that thing. It is literally 2.5 times the size of his body. And now the multi-pronged attacks have begun. The caster's nightmare. Do I look here? Do I look here? But the Viper sees the Custeliers have been mixed in. He sees that his opponent has just hit Imperial. I'm getting a little worried here for Margougou. He does have the army supply advantage by about a factor of 2, but it's a little bit over here. It's a little bit over here. Or rather, it was over here. It was a little bit here in the front. A little bit here, a little bit there means they're not globbed up. And the Viper here, technically with the stronger units. I mean, here he's gonna get his ass handed to him by a bunch of pike. But overall, I stand by it. Custelier still stronger than a pikeman, especially with numbers. Halberdiers, and that might be a different question. Let's see if he reacts in time. Oh, mutually assured destruction as one Custelier and one Halberdier go down. Look at the range on these guys, the +1 range. How cool is that? Like step lancers. Viper has a bit of a traffic jam over here as well. I keep coming back here. I want to see if this castle goes up, because Red must see this castle, right? Yeah, that house has vision. He is sending a few halbs over here, shooing away more Custeliers over here. And what is the Viper getting? Ballistics, getting plate barding armor, making his castles a little bit stronger with hoardings. Our Inca conscription going up to 8 Kameyuks. And let's take a look at their attack bonus against good old-fashioned cavalry. They're now in the back of the base. +8. These are not elite. If we do get to see elite, I believe that jumps from 8 to what, 15? No. What am I thinking? No, 12. Okay, the Viper's castle under attack here by no fewer than 3 trebs, but he's getting bombard cannons of his own. Remember, as the Burgundians, all gunpowder units come with 25% more attack, which I believe includes the strongest gunpowder unit of them all, the bombard cannon. But this is a good move here for the Viper. This is a fantastic move here. The bane of the Mesoamerican civilizations is the gunpowder unit, and the Viper is going up to 26 hand cannoneers. The problem is hand cannoneers are going to take a long-ass time to get these trebs down. Oh, an in-your-face Doubt Castle going up to the south. Few halberdiers skirting the castle here to the north. But the main engage is here. The Viper pivoting from Custeliers to gunpowder. Got the Cavalier upgrade, but I think it might be a little bit too late now. Elite Skirmisher, Leather Archer Armor, Squires for these infantry units that are about to walk just a little bit faster. Viper finds himself a few more villagers. What were they out here building? Because she's holding a hammer. And this is not Jane Foster. This is just a regular villager holding a hammer. What the hell were they building out here in the middle of nowhere? This is like an Area 51. This is a part of the desert that there's some shady construction going on, and the Viper manages to catch it. You know, penetrates the gate that says no entry. But what the hell were they building? A lumber camp. Okay, so not quite as shady as Area 51. But shady nonetheless. I like that with one castle, he's completely dominating the south of the map here. How much gold is here? Not a lot, 700 gold left, and now he's attacking a few houses probably as a distraction. But the Viper is now out on the center, in the center. Oh my god, of elite Kameyuks are about to pop out and evolve. There it is, plus 12 against cavalry. The problem is your opponent has abandoned cavalry. The two Custoliers here to the right are about to probably die either to a convert or this castle. And then you're facing gunpowder. But again, if your opponent goes range, the Incas can counter with their super duper powerful elite skirmishers. You know what counters? Those giant balls being fired out of mini cannons, which should now take the Treb. Let's see how this battle goes. We know how it's going to go, especially if Margougou keeps streaming in one unit at a time. Does have 200 stone, can repair this castle. It is not on the high ground, though. And Margougou in a bit of trouble. What do you do to engage into these hand cannoneers backed by 4 bomber cannons? Petards are apparently the answer. Where are they? What am I missing? Why did it take me there? There's one. This is amazing. 5 castles for our Inca, who has now again inserted himself into the back of the Viper's base here, trying to cause economic damage. But the more important damage is over here. The center is now exposed. There is another castle to the south. Good attack rounds there from the Viper, but the army is closing in. This is a lot of numbers for our Inca. And only how many? 15 hand cannoneers. The Viper with the Flemish Revolution. Take a look at his army supply, 170. And this is why he has all these town centers, and this is why he didn't care too much that the Kameyuks were penetrating, and this is why he sprawled his town centers all across the map, and his villagers all across the map, all across this giant expanse of a base, so that he could react exactly like this if he ever got raided by Kameyuks. That being said, no one really opposing the Kameyuks here. Of course, no murder holes means that this castle is going to fall to 39. Let's see what kind of attack bonus against buildings, if any. Oh, I clicked the one that actually died. Building 0, cavalry 8. Like I said, not exactly going to be the most useful unit against the Incas. Is he getting slingers by any chance? Yes, he is. He's going 16 slingers are going to eviscerate these Flemish militias. Where are they, though? Oh, they're here. They're firing. Take a look at the attack bonus. Like I said, Jaguar Warrior level, plus 10 attack bonus against infantry. Castle does go down. Flemish militia chasing villagers, chasing Kameyuks. The Viper has pushed his opponent back here to the south, but in his base, he is in trouble. That being said, does he care? He is getting a lot of damage done, but a big clump. Even elite skirmishers should do a good amount of damage against a unit that only has 2 pierce armor. Not enough to one-shot, but maybe 2.5 shot. But who cares? They're providing a meat shield for these slingers. 21 now. Look how quickly these Flemish militia are going to melt in the face of this. But has to be careful. Bombard cannons to the back. Margougou committing the ultimate sin with ranged units, which is just leaving them on stand command, or just not microing them. But look at how amazingly quick, how amazing and quickly they destroy. 47 kills, and look at the Viper's army supply. This is what I was talking about. The Flemish Revolution can be a double-edged sword. 150 army supply gone in the blink of an eye. Now, this is not generally, you know, I don't want to make it seem like this either happens or you win the game, but this is the power of that slinger unit. Oh no, now 2 Trebs are also caught out here in the middle of nowhere. One dies immediately to skirmishers. Kameyuk still here in the back, but 1 villager? I think they have a base armor of 0, right? 0 pierce armor. And it is now our Inca. Take a look at actual total population. 168. to 44. To 44. Man. That Flemish Revolution, you have to get things done. You have to kill your opponent or else you are so far behind. And the Viper did have a good amount of resources left in the bank. Oh, sour. It didn't kill anybody right up until that guy showed up. Okay. Well, they disappeared there for a second, flattened them as well. But the Viper had, like I was saying, a good amount of resources, able to get back up to 36 villagers, going up to 40. Margougou buying more stone. I wonder why the stork flies over, sees everything, and now Margougou is back. The players have disengaged for a brief hot second, but that is enough time for Margougou to replenish his Kameyuk supply, and they are moving out with a vengeance. How many of them are there here? 14, 15 of them, and 12, 27, 30 army supply heading towards the Viper, who has 15 army supply himself, a random town center in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what he thought he was going to accomplish with that town center, but a treb already here. And look at these slingers. My goodness, 8 range on them. What is the Viper building behind us? He's got 11 hand cannoneers. I guess that's something. Slinger's not really doing much here. Kind of hanging out. And Margougou has to be careful. What happened to that? Those balls from the bombard cannon? Okay, they're getting a good amount of kills. Viper microing these guys amazingly, by the way. 42 kills on these units. Almost as good as these slingers with 49. But this is 15 units compared to only 3. The Viper maneuvering them smartly, keeping them within the shadow of this castle. Kameyuk's continuing to be annoying here, while the elite skirmishers soaking up the damage from these hand cannoneers. And things are going very bad for the Viper, although tenacious and stubborn he is being, because he is now back up to 100 army supply. Ooh, that could have been juicy. Skirmisher's not exactly the best against BBCs. Take a look at their base armor of 5. Kameyuk's different story, but they're entering a castle firing zone and a whole bunch of skirmishers themselves. But the Viper up to 100 plus army supply. So Margougou had an opportunity to squash, to step on the Viper, but didn't do it. And maybe that's because his economy was also had also taken a hit. Maybe it's because the Incas are just a very slow moving civilization. Not exactly eagle warriors out on the map here, just Kameyuks, which move at a 1.1, skirmishers that move at a sub 1. Not exactly the fastest army to cross the map with, and that just gave whatever reason, just gave the Viper an opportunity to, now he's at 120 army supply, getting back to 83, 80, oh my god, 88 villagers. 87 rather, I swear I can do math. Mining camp, very optimistic mining camp there, has been replaced and moved over here. Okay, and now we're entering the trash war phase of the game. Andy and Sling as well will remove the minimum range of these oh my goodness of these skirmishers. And by the way, we're the slingers, adds a +1 attack, so these guys now attack on a +5 as opposed to a +4. So the Andy and Sling, one of those upgrades that does 2 things, because why the hell not? And Margougou supply capped at 200. The Viper though going up to 97 villagers. A second ago he had 0. But you know what? It might not be Margougou's fault. I'm trying to click these freaking bombard cannons. When you have 3 units that have 69 kills, all you pervy meme lords out there, 69, 71 kills. This might be why the Viper is still in this game. 71 kills on 3 units. That is just 72 now. That is just crazy. The Viper able to babysit these units so well, and then just spam a bunch of trash with a few high quality hand cannoneers thrown in the mix as well. That being said, if you're trying to go, oh wow, if you're trying to go trash, I would maybe stop villager production at this point and just start going trash. Another random Kamyuk has made his way into the back of the Viper's base. The Viper doing a pretty good job of stopping these random little raids. But again, these are not Eagle Warriors. These are just Kamyuks. And good as they are, their attack bonuses, they are designed for cavalry killing, as you can tell by the giant long spear that they're carrying. That being said, there's a whole bunch of them still. 28 going up to what, 43? He's got to find a way to neutralize these bombard cannons. We're up to 84 kills. Okay, this might be problematic here for the Viper. No, never mind. Margougou disengages a chunk of his army, moves to the left. Why did he do that? He could have at least tried to get one of these bombard cannons. This is the bane of his game right now. He needs to get these bombard cannons, get them the hell out of here. They can't keep flattening his units from 12 tiles away. Kamyuks to the back here, not finding much. You already killed, you've already depopulated this part of the map. But does he care? 3 trebs are out. Castle on the high ground. Viper only has 170 stone. Let's see what happens here. Hard to tell with high ground, low ground here. There seems to be a hill here to the right of the battle. 86 kills now for these bombard cannons, but they're not exactly firing. They're just kind of moving around. They're not exactly doing much. I think he's trying to get them into position to attack the trebs. Maybe delete one of your archery ranges. Oh, look at this. Margougou realizes that's exactly what the Viper is doing. Finally, will he get one? Oh, he manages to get one. He realized that the Viper wants to get these trebuchets and does manage to get 2. I don't think the bombard cannon got them, but now the Viper's powerful units are gone. No more hand cannoneers, no more bombard cannon. 1 treb left, and it is now up to our Inca to press the gas pedal and to swarm over his opponent, not to retreat. Oh my goodness. Remember, the Burgundians are missing, what is it, ring archer armor, the 3rd armor upgrade for the skirmisher, so they do have 2 less pierce armor. I'm trying to, my clicking game is so bad right now. I shouldn't say right now. I've been complaining about my clicking game since the early stages of my channel. Another random Kamyuk, another random battalion of Kamyuks, a baker's dozen moving left here. What is the game plan here for Margougou? He's attacking a lumber camp. He's got 1 treb out, 2 more in the production tab, has a good amount of gold. The Viper needs gold, has no stone. Margougou has secured this at least 338. Small pile, but now he's losing Kamyuks to town centers. I mean, I guess stopping the Viper from tilling fields is one thing, but all you're doing is giving the Viper an opportunity to get back into this game. And no, now he's going light cav. Oh my goodness, light cav against elite skirmisher. We know who wins that. That's like asking I don't know, Tyrannosaurus Rex versus, oh my goodness, versus Stegosaurus. No, and even Stegosaurus has a, yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, one big quick animal chasing its prey, and the other just has a little bit of defense on its back. That is absolutely a horrible analogy. Sorry guys, my oh, look at this. Oh, is there anything nicer in Age of Empires than synchronized poking? I mean, this guy on the right didn't get the memo. He's not really attacking with the rest. The other ones, oh my god, how beautiful is this? Oh, flaming ball about to hit what? Oh, he hits the shitter pipe, right? This is where the medieval toilets, those my gutter knowledge of medieval buildings. It's the part where they would have bathrooms up top, right? And the excrement would roll down into like a trough somewhere. Forget exactly what they're called. But in any event, you guys aren't watching this video for specificity. You're watching it for me to say things like the shitter. High ground advantage here for our Inca. Army supply advantage, villager supply advantage for him. But the Viper has managed to claw his way back to 170 population from 40. Did Margougou take his foot off the gas for too long? Viper no longer has stone. barely has any gold to buy stone with. He is selling wood to buy, oh no, to buy stone, and now his light cab are gonna get slaughtered here. Oh, light cab heading into Kameyuks. We know how that story ends. You know what? Maybe Margougou's whole plan here in the center is just to distract the Viper while he attacks the periphery, because he keeps sending these random Kameyuks to the left side of the map. Now he's attacking the right side of the map while keeping the Viper distracted here. The problem is with a, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 light cab, the Viper takes all of this. I mean, I say that is a very big hypothetical given the fact that the Viper doesn't even have enough wood for one light cab, let alone 7, 8, 9, 10. Skirmishers attacking a town center. Kameyuk's going to get demolished here. Viper moving his entire army north means that this area is exposed. Okay, somehow finds the food for 9. But again, leading a bunch of them into Kameyuks. Will he get the Treb? No! My god, almost got the Treb. Does not manage to get it at the end. Will he even get the Skirmisher? No, he does not. Things go from bad to worse here for the Viper, and now there is talk about Doubt Castle. Look at him attacking with villagers. This definitely has the air of finality about it, but I say that the Viper actually has equal population to Margougou. What the hell? Trash wars have begun. And look at Margougou has walled himself in. Brilliant play here out of him. Absolutely amazing. He is going to finish up this castle. The problem for him, there's no murder holes, but I say that he's getting murder holes. We've got our first murder holes. And the Viper's going to see this and going to go, what the hell? I thought we had a gentleman's agreement. Loses his castle. No more castles for the Viper. Not that he was building Custeliers. All this means is that these parts of the map are now exposed. Archery ranges are going to fall. Random zebra here hanging out in the back. Now the Viper discovers that there are murder holes, villagers dying left, right, and center. Light cap dying as well. Did I see a ball attack this from somewhere? Yeah, bombard cannon to the right. Viper said, I had some good success with these guys earlier on in the game. I'm going to redo Control C, Control V, says the Viper. Get me some more bombards. Going up to 57 army supply, but our Inca, knowing that he's going trash war, has lowered his civilian population to just over 100. And now take a look at his army supply, almost double that of the Viper, 94 to 53. His infrastructure suffering, choosing wisely to go after the stables, knowing that this is where the light cav are going to come out of. Will they get the Treb? Will they get the Treb? Looks like they might. No! 5 HP, it survives again! What a sour turn. Oh my goodness. That was so sour for the Viper. And he's attacking a mining camp to the right, but to the left, Margougou has entrenched himself with the castle. However, it is about to fall, which secures the Viper's southern base, or southern portion of the Viper's base quite well. The problem is 24 elite skirmishers, 28 kills on them. Not bad at all. But how many light cav does the Viper have here? Looks like 6, right? Or 7? 6. That's good, but there's Kameyuks still out. What the hell do you do as the Viper here when your opponent mixes Kameyuks with elite skirmishers? There is literally nothing you can do. You can't even kill a Treb. Look how many light cav died here. The Viper literally pulling every trick out of the book that he can with the Burgundians. What the hell did we see? We saw the Cavalier upgrade, even though he didn't go Cavalier. We saw Custeliers, which were countered by one very cool monk somewhere here in the map, and then a bunch of Kameyuks. Then we saw gunpowder units, which were countered by the impressive skirmisher play of Margougou. Then we saw Flemish Revolution, which was countered by the slingers of Margougou. And you guys wonder why I call the Incas the quintessential counter civilization? Like I said, Elos Viper favorite to win, but civs, I mean, obviously I'm going to pat myself on the back. You guys know that, but I thought the Incas were going to take the civ matchup side of things. And my goodness, the Viper literally threw everything he could. Every feature of his civilization we saw. We saw the Custeliers. We saw the Cavalier upgrade. We saw Burgundian gunpowder units. We saw Flemish militias. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we may have also seen, what are they called? Burgundian vineyards out of the Viper. Was that right? Yeah, we saw, I remember seeing a great crown on the top left, but not catching it in time. He literally got both unique upgrades. Relics he got as well. So we literally saw every single available feature of the Burgundians. What an awesome game. What just an absolutely awesome game. Kill count not that different for an hour and 12 minutes. Viper killing more with 819, 712 for our Inca, but he killed a little bit less than double. A little, if I can say it, whether that's 57 more villagers. Wow. 266 skirmishers to 328. 8 p.m. here, Hera level in the earlier stages of the game. Earlier stage of the game for Margougou as well. Then a bit of a more relaxed play. Economically, though, take a look at this. I mean, this could be attributed to the Viper going Flemish Revolution. When did he do Flemish Revolution, by the way? How long ago? Oh, man, this chart always bothers me. That's not it. 1 second. Where is it? Here. I was clicking red for a sec, forgetting that the Viper was blue. 45 minutes. So what is that? 27 minutes ago, he did the Flemish Revolution. And look at his army supplies spike up, 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 and then boom, crash. And then up and down, up and down, up and down. But let's take a look at the economy. Wood, not that far apart. Food, not that far apart. Gold and stone is really where our Inca slaughtered the Viper. Take a look at this. Gold from relics, not really playing a big role. Less than 800. So what is this? 5,950, 9,400 or so gold. And then 2,800. So 4 castles worth of stone. And is it really a surprise that our Inca just has castles everywhere, even though this one's about to fall and he did lose the 2 that were here? But my goodness, the Viper literally threw the kitchen sink at Margougou. Margougou, unrelenting, put his what do you do with a snake? You hold its head down, its neck, just held the neck down. The Viper really couldn't do much, and at the end he pivoted well to the light cab, but ultimately, I mean, take a look at the mini map, could not dislodge this tide of red Inca aggression, and our Inca wisely going only over a little bit over 100 villagers so that he could pump out huge amounts of army. Ends the game with almost 3 times the army supply. But the Viper, my goodness, how quickly did he recover from the Flemish Revolution? From 0 villagers to, what was it, 103, 104 a minute ago before all the raiding restarted? But alas, all in vain. Margougou showing us the counter power of the Incas takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.